On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
And I wish we could tell you guys what we were just doing, but you'll know soon enough.
Yeah, you'll know soon enough. How fun.
We're up to some antics is what we're up to. We're up to no good.
Up to no good.
How's it going?
How
are you?
How's it hanging, you know? I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. I've actually been living in Mormon land lately.
Okay.
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yes.
So I'm pretty particular, I'll say, when it comes to my reality TV binges. 1,000-Pound Sisters, love. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, love.
You love Utah.
I do.
You love Utah.
I love Utah.
I mean, it's beautiful. How could you not love it? But you really, you love it.
Thrive.
Yeah.
I feel like I could live there. I feel like I look like I could be from Utah.
I feel like you could live there. You love it.
Maybe it's on my journey.
Maybe it is.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah. But I've been so obsessed with the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Mm-hmm. Are you caught up?
Yeah. Well, and honestly, I only started watching it because, we had done the dirty soda thing. And I think I had seen 1 or 2 episodes, but we did a dirty soda video for Patreon.
You know, the first season of it always reminds me of our book tour because I watched it on our book tour.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And then I caught up. Now I finished season 2.
I'm not done with season 2 yet, but I've heard the ending is diabolical.
Yeah, it is.
So don't tell me anything because I've been actively avoiding spoilers. But my younger siblings, randomly binged it together. And they were the ones who were like, Spencer, I need you to watch it because we want your thoughts.
Oh my God.
And so I have been binging it and I'm just absolutely obsessed. And then
none of them are likable at all.
Really?
And then sometimes they are. And it's funny. And I guess it's just kind of like reality TV. First season, Taylor was not likable. Second season, I really like her. But then there's parts where I'm like, I don't like any of you.
Oh.
But I guess that makes it good because it's conflicting and it's so
I have my feelings about some of them change. My feelings about some of them have remained neutral because some give nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the cast members give you nothing. And I'm like, if this was Real Housewives, you would have been cut last season because you brought nothing.
Layla gives nothing.
Layla gives
Macy
nothing.
gives nothing.
Nothing. And Macy, people love her. They were responding to my stories and I don't dislike her. Let me say that.
I think she's probably the prettiest one. I really do. Or I think Demi.
I think Demi.
Demi. Yeah, she really is beautiful.
She's so pretty. I just feel like with Macy, my issue is that she flip-flop. She'll just go with whatever anyone wants to hear.
Yeah, so does Layla. Michaela, I think, is a mean girl. She just seems mean. Yeah.
Mean girl energy. Jesse's funny. She makes me laugh.
Jesse's funny and I think sweet, but when she's around me, she becomes evil.
Sinister. That's us.
No, I don't think we become. I think we're just on it on our own too.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Okay, but then Taylor, I'm fine with because I feel like she is. Sorry if you guys don't watch the show. She is a mess, but she owns her mess. And then the one I really can't stand, though, is Jen because of her husband, Zach. And because we've all known that type of girl before who it's like on one hand, you feel bad for her in the beginning because you're like, oh my God, she's in such a controlling relationship with this asshole. But then on the other hand, you're like, okay, everyone's tried to help you and you won't fucking do it.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but I think that he was so sweet this season.
Zach?
Yes.
You think he redeemed himself?
I do. Because she kind of showed her ass too. Like, I don't think that it's just him.
I don't think it's just him, but I think he's awful.
Yeah, but I don't know if I think like he said he's
so
getting therapy and he's getting help.
No. I will agree to disagree on that one. I see right through it.
I love a second chance.
I see right through it. Not me. One and done, baby.
Well, now the stuff is coming out that she took her IUD out and had a second baby with him and like tricked him.
Yes.
So
they're psychotic.
Yeah.
Psychotic. Anyway, enough of that. I also watched Pee-wee in His Own Words, the Pee-wee Herman documentary.
Okay, we were gonna watch that. Cisco and I took the dogs on a walk Saturday night, and when we were walking, I was like, you see all these welcome signs that people have, like welcome to our home and, like nice signs. I'm like, people shouldn't do that. And he's like, what? And I'm like, no, it can invite things in that like
demons.
Yeah, like, no, not everybody is welcome. Not every soul is welcome,
Damn, she sees your all are welcome here signs and she says,
I used to have a mat that said all are welcome here, like years ago, because I was like, oh, that's so friendly and nice. But really, it's like, no, I will invite who I want to invite in. And he's like, can we please go see Sinners tonight? Because this
that's the
reminds
Michael
me
B.
of it.
Jordan one.
Yes, he's already seen it twice. And then he's like, I'll see it again with you, please. And I was like, okay, let's go. So we ended up going to this new theater that's by our house. And it was like straight out of the 80s. I felt like I was in Stranger Things. But come to
like
find out.
Like when you go to a roller rink?
Yes.
And they have like that carpet.
Yes. And all of the people who worked there were like long hair rockers, like, oh, you got Diet Coke? Well, here's Cherry Coke. Okay. Like, but very nice.
It's a cult.
I don't know.
Maybe there's a cult working there.
Well, it made me feel really, really nostalgic and I love it. And I'm like, Cisco, we're going there every weekend. Like, that's going to be our spot. Like, I love it.
Oh my God, good.
But Sinners was so fucking good.
I've heard it's really good.
I was nervous at first because I was like, how is this going to be a vampire movie? And I think when movies do twins, like Michael B. Jordan has a twin in it.
Okay.
So he plays two different roles. The only other time that it's been done right is The Parent Trap.
Yep.
Other than that, I think that it can get dicey.
Goofy.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was so good.
Well, then we went over to your house on Monday to see it because the champ had not seen it yet. We had pizza.
It was so fun. We played Jackbox.
Mm-hmm.
So fun.
A good wholesome night.
I know the dogs ran around and had a blast, and we had cinnamon rolls and pizza and all of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
Salad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really good. Really fun.
You made a good dip.
Oh, thank you.
A good cheese dip.
Yeah, it's if you guys look up the R&D kitchen cheese dip, it's so good. It's like a cold queso kind of, but
good for summer.
Yeah. A good summer dip.
Yeah.
Or we can I'll link the recipe in the show notes for this episode.
Perfect.
There you go.
Oh, I was also walking around the neighborhood as I do with the dogs. And last week I talked about a railway. When I talked about Soul Trains.
Yeah.
Fuck this railway. Like, this awful, and it was BNSF railway.
Yeah.
I walked past a neighbor's house and they had a BNSF railway like official truck in there. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
You know what you've done?
You better not block anything. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw you. Did you go to a baseball game?
Yeah, last night we went to an Angels game.
I saw your nachos.
Got the nachos, helmet full of nachos. I love that stadium so much.
It's a nice stadium.
It's a really nice stadium. Their food options are top notch. And controversial opinion, I'd rather go there than Dodger Stadium.
That is controversial.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Dodgers as a team better, but I think this stadium is better.
No. The Dodger Stadium is beautiful now.
I think it's a cluster.
It is. You're right. It is. It's so much easier to go to Angel Stadium.
It was so easy to just bloop, drive right in, park, walk in, get your helmet of nachos. get your bucket of cookies, which we didn't get last night, but I wanted to. And someone in front of me had them, and I was like, give me one.
Who are they playing?
Yankees.
Okay.
So it was fun because we went with some friends who were from New York. So it was cool.
Perfect.
Yeah.
My sister dated a Yankee.
Did she?
She did.
I love it. Speaking of sisters, I'm going up north tomorrow because my sister is currently in the hospital getting
She is right
induced.
now?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you think, well, we don't know if she could have, we don't know the gender, right?
Don't know the gender.
So she could have them.
A boy or girl tonight or tomorrow. We're leaving first thing in the morning.
Okay.
And so I'm so excited to see.
Are you driving?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're taking the dogs, taking the brood.
How fun.
I know, a little road trip.
Oh, I love it. I can't
fun.
wait to hear.
Me too. I know.
Speaking of Utah, you were in Utah last time.
Oh, yeah. Last time she gave birth, I was. Met baby Leo on FaceTime.
Oh.
I got to be the first to see him, but it was over FaceTime.
Yeah.
That was like part of the reason I was glad we weren't touring it at all this spring.
Yeah.
Because it was hard to, that was like her one request. She's like, please don't schedule anything for end of May, beginning of June.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, so exciting.
I know. Always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your sisters are they're all done having kids.
Hey, you never know.
You never know.
You never fucking know.
You might be next.
Or my best friend is pregnant with her second.
Uh-huh.
And I'm kind of on call as well. She's due any minute too. Well, she's due in June.
Okay.
But she's dilated, the whole thing. She has like 4 friends on call because she has a son. And she's like, I need somebody there with my son.
Yeah.
So exciting. I was like, I'm the perfect one to be on call because I'm like, I'll take the night shift. The later you call me, the better. You know, like I will be up all night.
Yeah,
so
sure.
it's perfect.
Oh my God, exciting.
I know. One other thing.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking a lot about the other day. I was thinking a lot about your bachelor party, and I know there's no plans for it yet, but I saw this bachelor party on TikTok, and this guy loved Benjamin Franklin.
Uh-huh.
And so all of his buddies brought in a Benjamin Franklin impersonator. So they like acted like, uh-oh, who's here? Like thinking, oh, is this going to be a stripper? And in walks this guy like, hello, I'm Benjamin Franklin.
Love that.
Okay, so I hit the internet and I was like, okay, is there a King Henry impersonator? Like I'm going to need to maybe hire one.
Please don't.
That's why I'm telling you, because I know that you'd be like, I don't think so. But I found this guy. This is from the Daily Mail. He's a 24-year-old Henry VIII impersonator who has 6 wives lined up for public appearances.
Oh my God, he brings all the wives. That's fun.
Yeah, it says a former factory worker who now makes a living impersonating King Henry VIII has told how he spent £2,500 on a custom-made costume that leaves school children convinced he really is the monarch.
Oh, I love that.
David Smith, 24, began dressing up as the Tudor king as a hobby, but then turned it into a full-time job and now tours all around the country doing events at school. Here's a picture of him. He looks just like him.
He's got the vibe.
He's got the vibe, the stance too. He went to a school, I guess, and the kids are like, are you going to kill me? Those are his wives.
Oh my God.
I think it would be cool.
That's fun.
But unfortunately, he's not
here.
Not here.
Yeah, it seems like a big request to get him out here.
I know.
Yeah, bachelor party. I don't know. I mean, we're not doing traditional anything, really. I mean, we'll do a wedding, but well, I was telling you this week, like, just the journey has begun of just trying to find the venue. And that alone, like, you'll call them and they'll be like, yeah, it's going to be $20,000. And, you know, that's all you got to worry about. That's the package. It's $20,000. Well, Actually, it's going to be $90,000 because there
Right.
are
20,000's just for you to rent the venue
That's for you to actually walk on the grounds. It's $20,000, and then it's $10,000 per step between where you're getting married and this and that. It's just crazy. It's such a scam. So we're on the hunt right now for the perfect venue, and we have some top contenders, but it's like you feel this pressure because you're like, fuck, I gotta lock it in so that like nobody takes that date from me.
Yeah.
Because we know the date, we just don't know where.
Okay, are you guys like could waver on the date?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
We're not wavering. I mean, if something crazy happened, but yeah, I don't foresee that. No, we like the date that we chose, so I feel like we just want to do it then.
Oh my gosh. Well, I was dying laughing over this email that we got. I just think this would have been us when we were 12. Okay.
Okay.
It says, "Hey, Spencer and Madison. I've been listening to you guys for a little over a year now, thanks to my mom introducing me to the podcast."
Oh, love a mother.
A mother-daughter. Love it. And first, I want to say thank you for making such a great podcast. Y'all have me laughing my ass off at work. I'm currently binging Cult Leader now as I've caught up on all of Obituary.
Love.
And then you can go on over to Gossip Bridal. How about
got
that?
a trifecta.
I'm taking a creative writing class in college right now, and I recently had to write a nonfiction piece. I was going to write about the time my hair caught on fire on Christmas Eve when I was 10, story for another time, but I thought of an even better one. I don't know how I forgot, but I remembered that in 7th grade, I buried someone.
Oh.
So I must have been 12 or 13, but in civics class, we had to do volunteer work for probably around 20 hours or something like that. My best friend's grandma worked at a cemetery, so she offered for us to volunteer there. Most of it was us just pulling weeds, exploring the cemetery, and sitting in the storage shed eating banana-flavored moon pies, which I kinda hated, but ate anyway. But on one of our last days volunteering, there was actually a funeral. I was pretty surprised because the cemetery was small and I thought there wasn't really any room for anyone else, but I was wrong. I live in Florida, so it was boiling hot that day, and I think it was around April or May. The day was nice, but with the way the clouds loomed above us, I knew it was going to rain. We spent the day picking up sticks and fallen branches, not doing anything really important, but I noticed the open grave and the bulldozer next to it. My best friend's grandma wanted us out of the way, so she had us doing small tasks here and there. And when it was time for the burial, she had us sit in the shed until the mourners were gone. Me being who I am was really interested in the whole process, but I was not expecting my best friend's grandma to come up to us once everyone was gone and ask if we wanted to help bury the body.
Ooh.
I immediately said yes, and she led us over to the grave. I way overestimated my strength because that shovel was heavy and the dirt pile was stiff. My scoops were so small, the dirt was literally just sliding right off the casket every time I threw the dirt in. And as soon as we started filling the hole, not even kidding, the clouds covered the sun and it started raining. My little morbid self thought it was so awesome. It felt straight out of a movie.
Ugh.
Her grandma only let us work for probably around 20 minutes or so, and some workers took over and used the bulldozer to cover the rest. Could you imagine if they let two 12-year-old girls operate the bulldozer?
Oh, it would have been a time of your life.
I know. When I got home, I immediately told my parents, and I don't remember their reactions, but apparently my mom posted about it on Facebook. I think she said something along the lines of, "My morbid daughter just came home from volunteering at the cemetery and told me she buried someone."
Ugh.
So all of her friends now know that I'm a morbid little freak. Honestly, this was one of my favorite middle school memories. As a kid, I was extremely afraid of death. I'd literally get frequent panic attacks, and my parents would have to calm me down. This experience eased my discomfort about death. And although death still scares me, there's something comforting in knowing that someone will be taking care of me in death, even if it's two 12-year-old girls who can barely lift a shovel. I don't know the name of the man we buried, but I hope he is resting in peace. Thank you for reading, and thank you for making death an easier subject for those of us afraid of our own mortality. Your Geoff, Gabby.
Thank you, Gabby. I love that so much.
I love that so much. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And I believe that it should be a requirement for every 12 or 13-year-old to help with a burial.
Yes, I agree.
I think it would teach so much. You know?
Yes.
Like hard work, labor, and
mortality.
Got
to teach them young.
You do.
You got to teach them young.
Absolutely do.
Except I feel like there'd be some parents that are like, my kid can't know that people die.
I know. I hate that. It's
Please.
Like, girl.
Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
And speaking of, I have one that isn't death related, but I have to read it because I read it and I was shook. Let me read this first and then I'll tell you. I, 34 female, just found out that my sister, 31 female, who has been telling my whole family she has had cancer for the last 8 months, has been lying. She shaved her head, said she was doing chemo, and had our parents move in with her to help her through treatment. I started to have doubt when, besides staying out late relatively frequently, she would never let anyone attend appointments with her, and she clearly had way too much energy for someone going through aggressive chemotherapy. But wait till you find out how this person found out.
Crazy. Okay.
They said last week I ran into the office manager of my sister's oncologist at a coffee shop, small town. I casually mentioned my sister and the office manager was confused. She had no idea who I was talking about. I did some digging through doctors and spoke to my sister about what I learned, and she broke down and spilled her guts. Turns out she fabricated the whole story because she was in over her head with debt and wasn't able to afford her apartment anymore. The cancer story got our parents to move in, and she could then stop paying her bills. I was furious and told her that she had 24 hours to tell our parents the truth or I would. She asked me not to tell them because it would ruin her relationships with them. She did not tell them, so yesterday I took everything to our parents. Our parents are heartbroken. My sister is acting like I had no right to out her, and she didn't even say this to our parents. She was going to stage a miraculous recovery next month.
Oh, God.
She said I ruined her life and that families should be trying to defend each other rather than expose each other.
And this person's asking if they're the asshole. Absolutely
no.
not. That's crazy.
Expose them, and your sister has a one-way ticket to hell.
Yeah. People like that. I don't know how people think that they're going to get away with it.
I'm all about a little lie every now and again if you need to. Like lying.
A white lie is great.
I love a white lie. But lying about having cancer is fucking crazy.
I think lying about any ailment is kind of crazy. Yeah. Other than like, I can't make it, I'm sick. You know? Which is still don't do
we all lie to get out of things.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, this popped up. Or, oh my God, I want to go so bad, but I can't.
Yeah.
Anyway, not the asshole.
Not
Sisters,
the asshole.
Definitely the asshole.
Crazy.
This next one says, am I the asshole for expecting my delayed inheritance to be adjusted for inflation? Which I thought was kind of interesting.
Oh, okay.
When my grandma died, she left roughly $1 million to my mother, 66, and $350,000 each to me, 28 male, my brother, 38 male, and my sister, 30 female. My mom didn't really need the money she received, so she asked if I'd be okay with her giving $500,000 each to my brother and sister so they could buy houses outright. The deal was I'd get my $500,000 when she dies, and then the rest of her assets would be split 3 ways. I agreed since I still live with my mom due to a depression and anxiety and didn't need the money right now. So my brother and sister used up most of their $850,000 each, the $350,000 from my grandma, the $500,000 from mom, to buy their houses. I invested my $350,000, and after 1 year, it's already made about $50,000 in profit. A few months later, I realized that $500,000 today won't be worth the same by the time I actually get it years from now. I talked to my mom about it, and she agreed that adjusting the amount for inflation was fair. She changed her will so that I'd receive the future equivalent of $500,000 in today's money and not just a flat $500,000. We didn't tell my siblings about this update. We figured it wasn't a big deal unless it came up, and I didn't want any drama if they disagreed. But we also weren't going to lie about it. Well, yesterday it came up. My mom casually mentioned it to my brother and he got angry. He called me devious for hiding it, argued that if my investments continued to grow at the same pace, I could end up with over $1 million in profit in 20 years, way more than what they'll gain from their houses. He thinks the $500,000 I get later shouldn't be adjusted because my investment growth makes up for it. He also argued that they had to use all of their money to buy places to live while I get to live at home basically for free, aside from paying bills. But technically, they could have chosen to live at home too if they wanted to. Anyway, my brother told our mom to change the will back, and when she asked me, I just said fine. I didn't want to fight and strain the relationship with him or with my sister if she finds out and takes his side. But now I'm having second thoughts. I feel like I'm being reasonable asking for the value of $500,000 in today's money, but maybe I'm wrong. Am I the asshole for thinking it's fair to adjust the $500,000 for inflation, even if my investments might outperform their houses?
I don't think you're an asshole. I think it's a smart discussion, but I also think that for it to just be given like that to you is not fair. I think to make it fair, the mom should give him the $500,000 now. He can do what he wants with it. He can put it in a savings. He can put it in an account that will grow.
Yeah.
Instead of, yeah, it's too divided, I think.
I just feel like on one hand, I'm like, okay, the siblings got money for their houses then and there so that they could buy their houses outright, which in turn gives them the same freedom that this person's getting by like, they still have to pay bills, but they're not paying a mortgage because they were able to buy their houses outright.
Right.
So I feel like that's fair. I feel like something feels very tacky to me, though, about adjusting a trust for inflation.
It's like nickel and diming when it's just, it's a gift.
Yeah. I don't know. Something feels selfish about it to me. And I feel like if I was a sibling, I'd be mad at my sibling for asking my parents that, not out of jealousy, but out of principle of like, why are you doing that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's why I think the mom should just be like, okay, to make it fair, I gave them 500,000 in today's money. I'll give you the 500,000 in today's money. Wipe my hands clean of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Agreed. Yep.
Interesting though, but I don't think that's how trusts work. I think you have a set amount. It could be worth so much more.
We also don't know.
Don't know.
What if that 500,000, what if it fucks them? What if our dollar becomes so invaluable that they're like, okay, we adjusted it for inflation as you asked, and it's actually now worth $200,000.
Yeah.
Because Donald Trump is on his 18th term.
Oh, shit.
And
we're all fucked.
We're all fucked. The economy's fucked.
Damn.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well,
that's that. I am up first this week, which means
are?
you should have a little side bitch for us.
I sure do. Mine is from The Hollywood Reporter, and it says, Ed Gale, best known for playing Chucky, a doll possessed by a serial killer in Child's Play and other infamous 1980s movie characters, has died. He was 61. And I didn't know that Chucky was actually played by a real person in some scene.
Oh.
Yeah. So
interesting.
This is Chucky. Gale's niece, Casey Gale, on Facebook Wednesday addressed the passing of her uncle, who was around 3 feet 4 inches tall, on May 27th in Los Angeles, but did not specify a cause of death. It is with a heavy heart and a surprisingly light coffin, see what I did there, that we announce the sudden passing of our uncle Ed Gale.
Oh.
Ed Gale has taken his final bow and is now headlining in the afterlife. Ed hitched a ride to California when he was 20 years old with $41 in a dream, and he never looked back, she wrote. Over the course of his career, he appeared in over 130 movies, TV shows, and commercials.
Wow.
With this wide-ranging body of work, he leaves behind a legacy full of questionable lighting and amazing one-liners. Besides his star turn in the 1988's original Child's Play movie, Gale also appeared in the 1990s sequel. But his big break in Hollywood came with the 1986 Universal comedy adventure film Howard the Duck, where he was cast as a Howard suit performer while Chip Zien voiced the character. I was very excited to get the role, but I had no idea who Howard the Duck was or that he was a Marvel comic book character. Yes, I was in the suit every day for nearly 10 months.
Oh
I was
my gosh.
the only actor who played the role of Howard the Duck. Gale recalled in a 2018 interview with Rediscover the 80s. Gale also appeared in the Mel Brooks starrer Spaceballs, which I love that movie, and Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town.
Cool.
Born on August 23, 1963 in Plainwell, Michigan, Gale traveled across the country at the age of 20 years old to land work in Hollywood. After earlier breakout roles, Gail worked on Mom and Dad Save the World with Terry Garr, The Little Rascals, and Wes Craven's New Nightmare, the 1990s. His other credits include Unstrung Heroes, where he appeared opposite Andy McDowell, the George Clooney crime drama Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?, and Mikey Boy in 2013. And that's it.
Love that.
I know. I can't believe that Chucky was a real person.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I love it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The more you know. Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'll tell you what had me spinning in my coffin this week.
Alrighty.
We'll be right back.
And we're back. Spencer, what had you spinning in your coffin this week?
Well, I was speaking in my coffin this week.
You were speaking in it?
So many different languages.
Oh, no.
Now that I'm a world traveler, Madison.
Okay.
This is a coffin spinner that I actually did think of when I was traveling.
Okay.
Because I was like, there's so many different words for things when it comes to death, which we've talked about before.
Mm-hmm.
But every week we're reading obituaries. Some are heartfelt, some are chaotic. But we've talked about like the origins of the word obituary, I feel like, in past episodes. So we're going to do a little refresher on that first. But then I want to talk about the actual word and what it means in different languages.
Oh, okay.
It's not always the same thing. And
Cool.
some of them translate really wild.
Okay.
So the word obituary itself comes from Latin obitus, which means departure, or more dramatically, a going to meet.
Okay.
And it evolved from the verb obire, ob meaning toward, and ire meaning to go.
Okay.
So together, it's like to go towards death. And honestly, I don't know. I feel like it's a little poetic.
That's cool.
I like
that.
that. I don't know if we did know that.
I don't think we knew that.
But here's where it gets juicy, because you hop across the globe and everyone has their own flair for the final farewell. So we're going to go on a little tour around the world.
Okay.
In France, they say necrology.
Uh-huh.
And it sounds like, I don't know, like it would be the name of like a philosophy class or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But it literally means account of the dead.
Okay.
So it's kind of like more of an academic approach. And then in Germany, they say Nachruf, which translates to after call.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the dearly departed is still trying to get their last word in from beyond the grave. One more thing. I've got something else to say. And then in Japan, it's fuho, which translates to sad news report.
Oh, shit.
Like, we're tuning in for our 6 p.m.
Fuho.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's also very formal, like sad news report, which I feel like is very Japan. And then Italy and Russia are both on their necrolog grind, which France, it's rooted in necros, meaning dead, and then logos, which is speech. So basically dead talk, which I also love. Could be an alternative name to obituary.
Could be a talk show.
Should have been our name, actually, because I feel like obituary gets flagged everywhere because it has the word bitch in it, which is something you guys don't know that we deal with on the back end on a daily basis. Things are constantly coming up where it's like,
I thought we hit it well enough, you know?
Which I don't get.
A dog.
You can't say obituary.
A female dog.
Please. In Hindi, there's, I'm probably going to butcher this, Mritaya Leka, which sounds like the name of a drag queen.
Ooh, yeah, I like it.
It means death writing.
Okay.
And then in Korean, they have bugo, which translates to death notice. So that one's not, super fluffy.
Bugo.
Bugo. It got boo-goo bucks.
Or BOGO. Buy one.
Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. And then Polish is necrolog, which again comes from necros and logos for word. But in the Polish Catholic tradition, obituaries are often read aloud at church. And sometimes they're printed on flyers with like crosses and candles and poetry on it.
So, like, we do eulogies here at a funeral.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes in other countries, they'll, I guess, just read the obituary at a funeral.
Okay.
Which also is a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
If the obituary is really good, like, I would want it read at my funeral.
Maybe it would make people write better ones. You know?
Put a little more thought into it.
I do feel like people have, just as a whole, have gotten so much more creative with their obituaries. But
Well, and we're helping spread that good word
yeah,
because
I
I
think
know
so.
there are some good obituaries out there that have been written since we've done the show because
Yeah.
we've read them.
Yep.
But I do think, yeah, people are getting a little more creative with them nowadays.
Yeah.
But I also think that's because our attitude with death has shifted so much. Like, I feel like even in Western culture, like, I feel like people talk about it a lot more now. Still not enough, but a lot more now than they did back in the day. And it's not so like taboo to talk about or to have a little fun with an obituary. And so, as I mentioned, Greek necrologia, the Greeks invented the term speech about the dead. They were like the original death people. And ancient Greeks practiced ataphios logos, which were formal funeral orations given for fallen soldiers. And so public mourning was like a whole civic event. And these speeches often had like a really dramatic flair to them, which I love picturing.
Yeah.
Just a
so do
guy in
I.
a toga, just like
Yes.
fucking spilling it. And then in Turkish, they have olam ilani, and it translates also to death announcement.
Okay.
The word olam means death, and ilan means announcement or advertisement. And they put theirs often in the newspaper with a black border around it so that people know, like, that's the obituary section. And it's meant to signal mourning at first glance because, as we know, the color black is so often associated with death.
It's like the Victorians, their mourning stationery was the black border.
Yes. Yeah. I just like learning all the little
so do
tidbits.
I love it.
So in Farsi and Persian, it's argi itarhim, and in Persian, the phrase literally translates to notice of mourning. And traditionally, I guess they write theirs in calligraphy on cream or gold paper. So they're pretty classy over there.
I love calligraphy.
And the obituaries are often passed around at mosques or homes, and sometimes they're posted publicly like little art prints. And there's a lot of times I read that they include poetry in their obituaries.
Okay.
And also, listeners from other countries or other cultures, please feel free to chime in. A, correct me, but B, I want to know if there's like traditions that you see with your obituaries that are different than what we do.
Totally. I'd love to see examples from people.
Yes. And then in Vietnamese, they have Sia Kyo Pha, which I don't know if I'm saying that right. That was the translation that the internet gave me. Very short and sweet. Sia Kyo means to report, and Pha is related to notification.
Okay.
And together it just, again, translates to death notice. But here's the kicker. Vietnamese obituaries often list specific rituals that will follow the death, like what offerings you can bring, what days to come, what kind of incense are to be used. So I don't know. It's kind of giving like funeral RSVP, but also giving you some sort of protocol to follow.
Right.
And then in Portuguese, in Brazil, it's obituary. It looks like obituario.
Oh, okay.
Still has its Latin roots, but they have a little twist. In many areas, radio stations broadcast death announcements, I guess.
Oh, I love that.
And I'm like, that's kind of like what we do.
Yeah.
We do here.
Totally.
So like you could be, having your morning coffee and then the morning forecast comes on and it's just listing off all the people that died that week.
Yeah, I like that.
Which I would love, like if we had like a Sirius XM show.
Yeah, I would love to
like a
just
morning
read.
show. Like this is the death report.
Oh.
Your morning death report.
Yeah.
Obituaries, obituarios.
Yep.
I don't know. It feels dramatic, and it's so common, I guess, that some of the stations have specific jingles for their obituary segments.
Oh my God, how cute.
Which I thought was so cool. And then, okay, and we've talked about all, like, so many incredible things come from Ghana, right? Like the fantasy coffins, all of that. Their funerals are such major events. But I guess they also print out obituaries and put them on big color posters and put them all over town.
Oh, I love that.
And they'll usually have like photos, nicknames, custom funeral slogans. And I'm like, God, I wish people did that here, but all people do here is put up those fake ones or like they have those big poster. Remember I did an episode on like the scammers.
Yes.
Like the funeral scammers who like will go stand out on the street and be
Yeah.
like, we're collecting money for Aunt Diane or whatever.
God.
Yeah. And then in
Diane.
Mexico, death notices and obituaries are also sometimes mixed in with Dia de los Muertos altars. So, you know, instead of just words, you'll get your marigolds and candles
Yeah.
and sugar skulls.
Right.
Love it so much. And then in Tibet, death announcements are sometimes paired with the sky burial. Tradition
okay.
where a body is left on a mountaintop, as we know,
Mm-hmm.
and to be consumed by vultures. Madison, you did a coffin spinner
Mm-hmm.
on that. And a lot of times they don't do a formal obituary. They just do a lot of prayers and chants from the monks, and then, you know, nature
Yeah.
takes care of the rest. In Christian traditions, especially Catholic or Catholicism, obituaries often include entered eternal rest or were called home.
Mm-hmm.
But back in medieval monasteries, monks had obituary books, kind of like the one I was talking about that I saw in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all just logs of when people died so that they can actually go back and pray for those souls annually. So they'll come back like every year. They'll flip back to the year before so they can
I love
pray for those people, which I thought was really nice. And I have a picture that we can post right here
Okay.
of one of those logs that I saw.
Yeah.
And then in Islamic communities, it's often custom to keep obituaries very short and respectful. And a lot of them include the Shahada, which is a declaration of faith. And they kind of treat their obituaries, from what I've read, a little more like how we used to do death notices. Not necessarily with the details of how people died sometimes, but just kind of like in the short, like,
Yeah.
this person died.
Right.
And then in Judaism, which we've talked about before, there's so many beautiful traditions. Usually they have the Hebrew name of the deceased and their father's name as a nod to their ancestry.
Mm-hmm.
And some Orthodox communities avoid public obituaries altogether because they opt for like a more word of mouth type of mourning because they feel like that's respectful too. And like, I kind of agree with that in a sense because if you think about it, like, it would be shocking to just find out somebody died from a death notice or an obituary.
It is. Yeah, it is.
And it made me think about, too, I'm like, you know, is there an appropriate time to wait? Because it's kind of like you want to tell all the right people, I guess, before it goes out.
Right. Yeah, I think it's just a case-by-case basis because I mean, if we want to talk about things currently going on, like that influencer that lost her son.
Oh my God.
And the family didn't get to put anything out. It was
Sickening.
People talking about it.
That was truly one of the most deplorable things I've ever seen.
People going on the county registrar or whatever, the coroner's office, like figuring it out. Like, get a fuck. We talk about death all day
That's a child.
long. That's a child and
in a horrible accident.
Yeah. People don't respect anybody's privacy. So
that was one thing that was shocking because I remember it kept coming up on my TikTok and I was like, oh my God, that's terrible. But then I would like read the comments and people are like, she hasn't said anything yet. Stop talking about it. And I'm like, oh my God, like this person hasn't even announced it yet. And people just dug through and announced it for them. That's fucked up.
And are making videos and like, girl, the parasocial shit is crazy.
I've seen people do that too. Like there was a girl and her mom made a lot of videos, which was very sweet, about her daughter who took her own life.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Aubrey Wyatt or whatever. And but then like people make like fan edits and stuff. And I'm like,
I know, it's
do you
such a weird,
that's crossing the line.
Yeah.
Do you not think that's like a little, something maybe is a little wrong with you?
Right.
Because it's one thing to offer people support when they're sharing their stories on their platforms.
But it doesn't give you the right to go and film your kid and say, hugging my baby extra tight tonight. Fuck you.
I know. I'm like, why are you saying that? They
Gross.
can't.
Yeah. I know.
Like,
I know.
That actually doesn't help.
Those are things you keep to yourselves. You can be grateful, obviously, like for your safety of your children and whatever, but to post that shit, crazy.
It's wild. Like, I mean, that needs to be a coffin spinner on its own.
It's not about anybody else.
No.
That's the thing. It's like, why are you guys all making it about yourself?
Truly.
It's so crazy. So
it's evil.
So yeah.
Because people are addicted to likes and attention, and they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, think about that while we take one more quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to hear what had Madison spinning in her coffin. We'll be right back. And we're back. What had you spinning in your coffin this week?
Okay, Geoffs. It auto-corrected to goofs, and I love that.
Hi, Geoffs and goofs.
Hi, goofs. Have you guys ever sworn that you saw your deceased loved one out and about in public? Has that ever happened to you?
It hasn't happened to me.
Okay.
But one time my sister was at a restaurant and took a picture of a lady who looked so much like our grandma and sent it.
Oh, I love that.
And then the psychic that I went to told the champ that he was going to see someone at this wedding we were going to that weekend that looked like his mom from the back. And he did the first night that we were there, and then we didn't see her the rest of the weekend.
What?
And he said to me, like, that's the lady that looks like my mom.
I have chills.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, it has happened to me once. I thought that I could have sworn that I saw my childhood best friend driving one day. This was a few years ago, but she had been deceased for years at that point. And it was very quick, like just saw someone from the side, like, oh my God.
I think that could be a sign, though, from them, or like a visit of sorts.
I know. I do too. We'll get into it. But about a month ago, I was on the phone with my sister, and this sister, Daw, who you guys I talk about her all the time, is my half sister. So we don't share the same dad, but her dad passed away about a year and a half ago. And sometimes she's always like seen things. She said she saw pilgrims in her bathroom. She sees a lot of shit.
You don't want to know about the trip to Plymouth Rock, honey.
Oh, yeah.
It rocked her
world.
world.
That's a true story. Plymouth Rock rocked her fucking world, I'll tell you that. But sometimes she hears like Hawaiian music, like vintage Hawaiian music playing in the background. And she's like, I know that it's my dad, because that was so her dad. But I was on the phone with her the other day, and we were having this conversation, and she's like, Maddie, I saw my dad today. And I'm like, okay, what?
Time to lock you up, honey.
This is about the fifth or sixth thing I've heard that you may need to be locked up. But she's like, no, she was at Pete's Coffee, getting a coffee, and she walked outside and she saw this guy sitting there that looked just like her dad. She's like, that is my dad, down to an outfit that he would wear.
Wow.
And if she hadn't taken a picture, then I would have been
I want to see.
Okay. Have you not seen it? You haven't seen it?
No.
Okay.
And I know what Bob looked like.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it totally looks
Isn't
like him.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
It's so...
The side profile, everything.
The head.
Yeah.
What he would wear. The glasses.
That's
like
crazy.
Everything. So yeah, so she took a picture, sent it to me, and I was like, holy shit. And then she has sisters on her dad's side that she showed it to, and they were like, that's him. Like,
he's back.
So crazy. You know what? One time too, my dad's still alive, but I have a picture on my phone of it. My dad has this old, like vintage red Mercedes convertible. And he was also a pilot for a long time. And so it was Daw again. She was out and about and saw this guy get out of the exact same red vintage Mercedes convertible. And he was in his pilot's outfit.
Oh my gosh.
And his name was Bill. I'll find the picture.
That's
too.
wild.
I know, but my dad's still alive, so I don't know. But what is this phenomenon? Is it sort of like we were saying, a deceased loved one just like trying to make contact? Or is it something that is called bereavement hallucinations?
Oh.
And I also want to talk about the Victorians. Well, I did want to talk about the Victorians, but that's going to be a whole nother episode because it's something similar, but it like started in the 1800s. I think I'm going to save it for next week so that we're not here for 2 hours. Okay, but bereavement hallucinations, what are they? They sound way more intense than they actually are, but they're something that are so common and honestly very, very comforting. Basically, it's when someone sees, but it can also refer to feeling, smelling, or hearing a dead loved one. There isn't like a time limit to it either. It can happen days, months, weeks, or years after someone has died. And it's such a common phenomenon that about 30 to 50% of people report experiencing them. And honestly, there's probably a lot more that experience them. But from like what I've read, so many people are like, I'm not going to talk about this.
Yeah.
Like, this is weird, you know? So there was actually a study that I read about on the telegraph.uk.co.uk or whatever that talked about this doctor named Dr. William Dewey Reyes. And Dr. Reyes conducted like quite a few studies on death and grief and was a notable figure in the hospice space. And in the 1970s, he put out a paper called The Hallucinations of Widowhood. And in that article, it says, quote, he found that illusions of the dead spouse, feeling their presence, seeing, hearing, even touching them, occurred in almost half of the subjects. They were about as common in men as in women and often persisted for many years, suggesting that the experiences were more than a psychological response to the immediate pain of loss. A widow of 4 years told Reyes that she had seen her husband only once. He was walking through the gate. He looked very happy. Another, widowed 8 years, reported, I often hear him singing. A widower of 16 years said, I think she got me my present house. I like the feeling she's in this house.
Mm-hmm.
The incidence was higher among those who had been happily married for many years and had children, and among professional and managerial classes. In most cases, the phenomena were described as helpful. 4 people decided not to remarry because they felt their dead spouse's disapproval. A 71-year-old woman who had been widowed twice experienced illusions of the presence of both her late husbands. Even so, hardly anyone in the study had breathed a word of their experiences to friends or family, it says. And then it goes on to say, they'd say, I was silly, said one subject, adding, I don't want to upset them. And then it goes on to say, in Japan, by contrast, a culture in which ancestor worship is normal, 90% of widows reported feeling their dead husband's presence. So that was just one study in the 70s, but science does like back this up. This isn't like you're in crazy territory. It's actually just your brain. I guess your brain forms patterns from being around somebody for many years. And so when they're gone, your brain doesn't just like flip a switch. It still sort of expects them. And sometimes it just will fill in the blanks. It's something called predictive coding. And predictive coding doesn't just go with this. I mean, I think we do it for everything.
Sure.
I know when I'm in like a negative mind space, I think I look for the negative, and I think that's kind of what it is. Or vice versa if you're in a positive.
Yeah.
It's also not anything scary. Like I said, it's very comforting for people. I was reading on Psych Central how hallucinations, I guess, are categorized in 2 different categories. So there's your enjoyable hallucinations and then your non-enjoyable hallucinations.
I've had both.
Yeah, me too. Ego-syntonic were the enjoyable ones, while ego-dystonic were the unenjoyable ones. And then I also read that research is inconclusive on what causes these bereavement hallucinations, but it seems like grief, it being so painful, is the culprit. But these things can happen years and years down the road when you're not inactive. This subject is like, the more I dived into it, I was like, holy shit, because there's all these different like psychology theories. I don't know. I couldn't even like go there because it was just so much. Then also something that came up a bunch was the doppelganger theory. Like, it's just a coincidence. It's just a doppelganger, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It kind of pisses me off. Like, I like thinking like, no, it's them coming to visit. Okay, so that's like the sciencey answer, but I don't love that. I fully believe that our brains do try to help us cope. But then you go on TikTok and you see like pictures, or like the thing with my sister, like that looks just like my sister's dad. It's like It's pretty crazy. So what if it truly is like a loved one trying to send a little sign? So I learned another little term.
Okay.
It's called an ADC.
Okay.
Okay. It's something we've totally, I mean, the whole show's based on a lot of this, but it stands for after death communications.
Got it.
I was reading on Forbes.com of all places. They had an article about ADCs, and they mention a study from 2023 that found that 1 in 2 adults, so basically half of the United States like adult population, has experienced at least one after death communication, which I found that's millions of people.
Yeah.
So cool. It's also important to add that these experiences often occur outside of grief as well as full-on grieving. And I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely feel like it is a mixture of science and our loved ones coming through.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that there's a great argument for our brains bringing us comfort and it being an illusion or a hallucination, but way more of me believes that feeling, smelling, hearing, and ultimately like seeing your loved one is a way of them connecting through a little veil.
Love that.
So I went on the internet and I went over to Reddit and I was like, I want to hear other people's like personal stories of this. So I have just a couple. This is from the Glitch in the Matrix Reddit.
Oh.
This one said, I posted this in Paranormal a few days ago, but was suggested this might be a better fit. First of all, I want to say this is 100% true. I have no way to prove it, but I'm completely freaked out and couldn't find any other experiences like this from Google searches. So here I am. My friend passed away last year in July. It's been rough for my family because he was a very close family friend, always at our house. So I'm driving home from work last week, stop at a stop sign, and noticed a pedestrian getting ready to walk across the crosswalk. In my head, I thought it looked a lot like my friend that passed away. But as he got close, it was 100% him. He then proceeded to stop in front of my vehicle, look at me dead in the eye, but seemed surprised I could see him, and then continued walking. At this point, I was shooken up and freaked the fuck out. Has this happened to anyone you know or to you? I tried to follow him, but he just disappeared. I drove around the streets looking for him after he turned the corner from the crosswalk, but he was nowhere in sight. I bawled like a baby and am bawling as I type this. It gives me chills down my spine like I've never experienced before. That reminds me of the lady at the wedding, just nowhere to be found after.
Totally, yeah.
Wow. Okay, another person, another kind of like disappearing thing is I used to work in a country bar. We had bars on the two sides, and by the bathrooms was a round table that a particular group of country boys would claim whenever they were there. One of them passed away from a heart attack at a young age. The night of his funeral was very hard at the bar because he was not only well known, but well liked as well. A couple of weeks or months, I forget now, I was working security in the bar, and I turned the corner and swore to God I saw him having a drink at his table. I get goosebumps about this incident to this day, and it has been close to 30 years. As I get close, I get a nod, and he fades away. Freaked me the fuck out.
Wow.
I told one of the waitresses about it, and she says I wasn't the only one to have seen him. The bar is closed nowadays, so I don't know if my friend is still visiting his favorite watering hole.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I love it.
I know. This one gave me chills too. This one is from the Paranormal Reddit, and it says, one time after my husband passed on from brain cancer, I had moved to another state. A week or so after the move, I was at a grocery store, and I was standing in an aisle almost in tears over my husband's favorite cereal. When this guy walks over to where I am, grabs a box, and says, no matter how big the box is, it's never enough. I look up, and this guy could pass for my husband's twin. I was immobilized. Not only was he his twin, but he said the exact words that my husband always teased. When I came out of my trance, I searched the entire store, and he was nowhere to be found.
Ugh.
This was a little mom-and-pop grocery store in a no-stoplight town. I've never seen him again. My kids always say it was Dad coming and telling you hi, Mom.
Oh.
There's also a story on Psychology Today that I read about, and this one is this guy, JP. He lost his mom when he was 10 years old, but decades later, he woke up in the middle of the night and saw her standing at the foot of his bed. And she told him, like all she said to him was, "Wait, don't leave." And he burst into tears, I guess. I guess it was so vivid. It was so real. And at the time, I guess he was trying to figure out in life whether he should move from his house, like his current house. But he kind of like got an answer from her. She's like, "Don't move."
Okay.
The next morning, so I guess he like lived with a roommate who had a kid. And so he never would lock his door. But because the kid was in the house, he locked the door because he didn't want a kid like barging in his room. And he woke up and the door that he knew that he had locked was unlocked. I know. And so he said it changed everything for him. He wasn't afraid of death anymore. There's also a lot of stories from like 9/11. So many people who lost family reported just weird signs. There was this little girl who, I guess, I don't know, like her mom showed her a picture of like her dad who died in the Twin Towers and like his friends. And she's like, "Oh yeah, those are the boys." Like,
oh,
yeah.
You know what I just saw on TikTok? There was a girl who, she's like, I was digging through these old photographs and there's one from 1942. And
Black Dahlia.
Yeah, Black Dahlia. She's like,
know.
I think it was the Black Dahlia, but she didn't post the picture.
I know.
I want to see it so bad.
Me too. People are arguing with her in the comments like, "No, I think it's 1943 she came to California. Before that, she was..."
People don't know. And also, I don't think, one thing that I know from doing Cult Leader especially is that newspapers back then did not always report accurately. Because, I mean, a lot of times they were just going based off of the information that they have or that they were getting secondhand or third hand or whatever. And they're not always accurate.
Even today, there's so many details that are purposely left out too.
Yeah, for privacy. But especially back then, people are like, "No, da, 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 da." And it's like, girl, we don't know.
We don't know.
Were you there?
I know. I think it was smart that she didn't show the picture, but I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
So, all right, goofs. What's the truth? We don't know.
We don't know. I think it's a mixture. You know what I think it is? I think it's let everyone believe what they want to believe and feel good about what they want to feel good about. If they feel like it was a sign, then it was a sign. And if it's just a feeling that they had, then it was just a feeling, but it made them feel good.
I agree.
I love that.
I agree.
Well, when somebody dies, you know what you got to do.
We need to do an obituary.
An obituary or a fugo.
Or a bugo.
Or a bugo. Or an obituario.
Yes.
And I have one that I thought was just fun. It's from the Essex Newsman Herald.
Okay.
Tuesday, March 30th, 1948. And it says, Borley Rectory ghost hunter dies.
Cool.
Harry Price, the famous ghost hunter who spent his life trying to find the answer to psychic phenomena, died at his Sussex home yesterday. He founded and ran as secretary his University of London Council for Psychical Investigation.
Wow.
For 15 years, he tried to solve the century-old Essex mystery of Borley Rectory, which I'm going to be talking about soon.
Okay.
At the end of his life, Harry Price believed there was a good case for poltergeist appearances and hauntings. But until his great library of books on magic is investigated, it will not be fully known how much he really understood after 60 years of research. And I just would love to have that as my obituary, like
I know.
ghost hunter,
paranormal
investigator.
What a cool job.
That is cool. I just love, and it was in like an old, I have a screenshot of it, but like an old newspaper, and those always just make me the happiest.
I know. Oh, God. Well, I have one, and it says, Town mourns loss of hero. Sad.
Oh.
Gaston, 26, of small town France, died as he lived.
Is this for Beauty and the Beast?
Falling for Belle. He valiantly gave his life leading an He valiantly gave his life leading an attempted rescue of the kidnapped woman. In life, he was a confident hunter and bodybuilder who always placed interpersonal relationships above books and other forms of entertainment. Beloved by all the townspeople, he was admired for his mastery of competitive spitting, unusually large consumption of eggs, and rustic decorating taste. My, what a guy. That was Gaston. I found this thing that's like if Disney villains had heartfelt obituaries. I'll link it.
I love it.
Well, to me, he was a dumbass criminal.
Yeah, always. Yeah, we're not big fans of
no.
Gaston over here, but what we are fans of is some dumbass criminals, and it's that time because we have spun in our coffins.
We have bitched our obituaries.
It's time for some dumb
ass criminals.
And I've got a porch pooper.
Oh, here we go. Another one.
I can't get enough. This is from foxla.com. I'll have a video, first of all. I'll just show you real quick.
Caught on camera a delivery driver leaving more than just Amazon packages on doorsteps.
Getting a visual there, right? Customers are calling it disgusting. We go live to Woodland Hills where Fox 11's Haley Winslow has more. Haley.
Oh, wait. You heard that too, right? You heard that too, right? She did.
Really tough sometimes to find a bathroom, but this happened twice back to back. So people trying to flush out whether this was an emergency or intentional. She does look at the camera during the second act, and the family up the road says that they first thought this was a coyote, and then they checked their camera.
My kids sit there all the time on the stairs. They play basketball, and it's gross.
A real stinker. Tamara Bedoy got a special delivery with her Amazon package, number 2.
Just right here in front of the garage. Just right there on the steps. That's where it happened.
Her husband left their Woodland Hills home early Sunday morning to get her Mother's Day breakfast and found the smelly surprise.
This is where the package was delivered, at the top of the stairs. And then she walked over here. And she was walking out and threw her napkins over the side.
On a roll, the delivery driver pulling up her britches does it again down the road.
It's really gross, and then to find out a little bit later that she did it again about 30 minutes after she left my house. She went to someone else's house and then did the same thing. That's like malicious, it's personal, it's disgusting.
Was caught on camera shortly after urinating on this lawn. The homeowner too upset to talk about it.
We both couldn't sleep last night. I was after processing it, I'm like, could she come back? You know, I heard she lost her job. Will she be angry? And now I have to think about these things, and I shouldn't have to, but I am, honestly.
Amazon says the driver was an independent contractor and sent us this statement. We're deeply disturbed by the unacceptable behavior of this delivery driver and apologize to the customers involved. We immediately identified the driver, and they are no longer delivering on behalf of Amazon.
Oh,
Girl.
my God. It's one of those things that, like, I love to hear about because it's hilarious, but I would never want it to, I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
I honestly, though, if it happened to one of us, I'd love it.
I feel like I would beat her ass.
I'd love it. I'd order something, so that they have to come back.
Yeah.
And
then
I'd
start.
I'd be out there with my phone like a Karen.
Do you need diapers?
Hi, you stupid bitch.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I want to interview her.
Personal. I know.
So if you need money, lady, we'll pay you to come on the pod.
We'll pay you. Come on.
A dumbass, nonetheless.
A fucking dumbass. That's terrible.
Who you got?
So when I pulled this, I thought there were 2 headlines, and so I thought it was together. And then realized quickly it wasn't.
Oh.
This is from the Boston Globe, Tuesday, May 2nd, 1905. And I do not think this person is a dumb criminal, but the newspaper did. It says, legislature to decide if man may wear dress. And then it goes on to say, Oregon Glee Club of women, all of whom must have red hair. So I thought it was like connected. I'm like, cool. They all need to have red hair.
Oh, she wants to join.
Anyway, I want to talk about this man because I believe that he should absolutely be able to wear a dress. But it says Professor Randolph Milbourne, a cornet player of Washington Courthouse, was recently arrested for wearing women's attire on the streets. He was notified that if he did so again, he would be given a sentence in the workhouse. Professor Milbourne is much incensed at the action taken against him, for he believes it is his privilege to wear women wares. In New Testament times, men and women dressed alike, in long, flowing robes, and now I am arrested for wearing garments in vogue in those days? Why should I be arrested for wearing clothes for my choice when I am doing it because I think it is my duty to do so? Dr. Mary Walker, a woman of Washington, D.C., chose to wear men's clothing because she thought it better suited her profession, holding that in the sick room, men's clothing does not stir up the dust of the floors as women's skirts do, and hence should be worn by her. Dr. Mary Walker was arrested for wearing men's clothing. She pleaded her own case and won in the courts. If Dr. Walker can lawfully wear men's clothing upon the streets of American cities, why should not I be allowed to wear women's garments if I prefer to do so? Another thing, my form is better suited for female dress than for male attire, and I never feel comfortable in male attire, while I am at perfect ease while dressed as a woman. For 10 years, I have worn a woman's corset and could scarcely live without it. I have 4 dresses.
Well, it's probably a her, truly.
I don't know. I think
But we should have the option. I think we should all go back to wearing those flowing robes and stuff.
It's true. Everybody wore the same thing.
How nice would it be just to, I'm going to put on my big flowing robes for the day.
Yeah. So
I have to decide.
I know. Oh, God, I would love, I love a muumuu.
So they're not a dumbass.
They're not a dumbass criminal. The system is dumb, but they were arrested and are considered a criminal. In 1905. Thank God we've moved on.
Yeah.
From that.
Truly.
So there you have it.
That about wraps it up.
All righty.
I don't have anything else to say.
Well, we've got a lot to talk about on Patreon.
We do have a lot to talk about on Patreon. Some icks we have.
Yes.
So that's where we're headed. And you can head over there too by going to patreon.com/cultleader. But that's it for the week here. We'll see you next week for some more coffin spinners.
And obituaries.
And
Ask
criminals. Goodbye.
Goodbye.